The girl in my Plymouth was dead. I had no idea how she got there, who killed her, nor why. Not even Schultz, my pal in homicide, believed me, but I was telling him anyway. I'd been sitting in my ferry building office with the lights off, sipping bourbon and listening to the steady electric hum of the key system trolleys running their loads of evening commuters home on the bottom deck of the Bay Bridge. I was puzzled about my tempting new client and all the dough she'd just given me without explanation. 60 minutes later, I found her. Sure, I knew better. I've been around the block in Frisco, and you don't have to be a detective to know that when big money shows up on the waterfront, that Santa Claus didn't bring it. Her check had pulled my feet out of the fire, and my ex-wife, landlord, car dealer, and a couple of pawn shops, they all needed their bulldogs fed, but taking money from a dead client, man, that made it look bad, especially to a cop. The girl knew I would have helped her anyway, even without the money. She'd made sure of that. Everything about the way she smelled and looked at me, the way she held her body just so, said, "You want to get into some of this right here on the desk, and I want you to." She was scared and vulnerable, beautiful, rich, and smart. Yeah, she knew I was going to do whatever she wanted. She was good. Brother, I just needed to get away from that foghorn next to my office so I could think. My red 35 coupe was waiting in the waterfront lot like a tugboat dog. Blue Network from New York would be on the car radio in a few minutes, so I figured following the belt line down the Barcadero, then up Telegraph Hill to Coit Tower. I was dying to hear Benny Goodman, his new quartet, Lionel Hampton's vibes. All I wanted was hot jazz, smooth bourbon, a view of the Golden Gate, and a place to think. I found the Plymouth door handle in the dark, slid behind the wheel from the running board, and fumbled the key into the ignition. Like usual, the flathead motor started right up. I had things on my mind, but the lingering smell of her perfume seemed stronger than it ought to be. I was already distracted, and her perfume just made it worse. It wasn't until my dash lights illuminated the cab that I saw the girl slouched against the passenger door. A lot of stuff went through my mind fast. Maybe she's gone to sleep, or she's hiding, hasn't got any place to go. Maybe she got amorous and just passed out drunk. At first, I give her a polite nudge, and then a shake. Nothing happens, nothing. She's too pretty to slap, but she doesn't look good in the moonlight, not like she should. She's wearing a wool suit with long button sleeves and a silk blouse I don't remember, plus she's limp. Limp as yesterday's bass. You know me, I'm looking for a pulse desperately, but I can't get at her wrist, and I'll take a pulse any place I can find it. Pretty soon I end up with a half-warm tit with no heartbeat underneath it, and that's when I know I've got 115 pounds of trouble on my front seat. So that's when I went back and called you.